Welcome to the Dabbled In with your hosts, Tori Snyder, Dan Brown, and Danny Castro. You are back in the den again. Thanks for joining us. We got another episode of Debuting in the Den. We're going to give you guys a heads up of shows and movies that are coming out this week that you need to check out. Dan's going to go ahead and kick us off today.
Yeah, so I've got a Netflix movie here. You guys love Sherlock Holmes, so you're bound to love his teen sister Enola. So we have Enola Holmes. So basis around is she discovers her mom's missing and goes off on her own epic adventure to prove that she's just as good as her brother and to also find her mother. I guess that's a secondary. And so I think it's going to be a decent movie, right? Again, Netflix. We pretty much enjoy Netflix movies around here. And I think they've got a solid premise to kind of back off them, at least get people in the door. Sherlock Holmes, people do enjoy it. So I think it's a nice little spinoff, and I think we can really enjoy it.
The trailer for it looks really good. It definitely looks like a family movie that we're all going to sit around and watch together. So, and that's my taste tend to be the opposite of the rest of my family. So this one looks like one that everybody's going to enjoy.
Actually, this one actually looks really good. I'm typically and I'm sorry to say this because I know that a lot of people like the Sherlock show. Everyone likes, what's the other one? Elementary. People liked Elementary. I just cannot connect with Sherlock Holmes, but I think I can connect with the sister. It looks fun. It looks good. It really actually they're bringing me in. I want to watch it. I don't know what else to say. It's Sherlock Holmes' sister. I want to watch it. This is good. And it has Superman. Whenever Superman becomes another person, it's all good. So he plays Sherlock Holmes, Henry Cavill. And Enola Holmes is what? What's her name? 11? Stranger Things? Is that 11? 13? 14? 8? One of the numbers. Come on. Stranger Things
11.
And Superman. 11. There you go.
Yeah.
I knew that.
I didn't realize it was her.
Well, now you know, don't you? Now everybody knows. Go watch it.
I'm excited for it. So next up, I have on September 23rd on Fox, we are getting The Masked Singer season 4. I'm probably more excited about this than I should be, but I was not an early Masked Singer adopter. We started watching it like in season 3. I went back and watched the previous seasons. I know it's dorky. I know you've got to Google 3/4 of the celebrities to figure out who they are after they're unmasked. I still like it. I don't care. Part of it is like Kim Jong, and like I think it's funny. I enjoy it, and I don't care what you all think.
I think we all know that your guilty pleasure is reality TV shows.
This is true. This season, we're having the 2 owls together. There's a team of 2. Can you guys believe it?
I wish I could be just as excited as you.
Anyway, Masked Singer season 4 this week. Get on it.
I almost want to watch one just because you're so excited about this. I probably won't, but I'm just saying, like, you've almost got me, which is the excitement you're pulling into it.
It's kind of fun to try to figure out who it is. That's the part. Like, I mean, it's another singing show.
The Circle, and yeah, that was bad. I didn't.
Yeah, but Gary Busey Pet Judge was amazing, wasn't it?
That's fair. That's not reality TV.
All right.
You know what's impossible to try to figure out? What your tastes are, Tori. Like, you're all over the place. Like, I give you gold, and you're like, no, this is terrible. And then you come at me with Gary Busey's pet stuff. You come at me with Masked Singer, which is not your fault because it is one of like the highest rated shows on that slot when it's out. I don't understand it personally. I watch it. I'm like, ugh, people are so like the cast is so like. over the top about who is this mess. It's not that big of a deal. First of all,
It is.
like who's
Take
behind
it
It's
off.
not.
Take it off. I dabble in a lot. I thought it was funny. There was a while, my favorite two shows that I were obsessed with at one single time was Game of Thrones and Downton Abbey, both which I thought were absolutely amazing. So I definitely can I'm varied, you know.
I will give the show this. When I do know who it is, the singers, they're actually pretty good. Like they actually do a pretty good job of getting some of these mainstream and super obscure celebrities. They actually sing very well, and they do shimmy and shake. I get the novelty of it. I just can't believe it's as big as it is. It's ridiculous. I can watch maybe one episode for a season and I'm done. I just can't do it whole season. That is me. I'm sorry.
Yeah. There's like a new one coming out where they have to guess who's singing. It's like the opposite. Like they're showing it's like whose line. Like there's a lineup of 8 people, and then somebody sings, and then you have to guess what the person was that sung. I don't know. We'll see how that one is. But anyway, enough Masked Singer. What do you got for us, Danny?
All right, so I have Sneakerheads, which I know very little of what it's going to be. All I know, it's going to be awesome. So the basic premise that I was able to kind of get out of it is that a guy who used to be a sneakerhead or still is a sneakerhead has lost some money and he needs to make some money quick. And he's on his journey to find the Jordan Zeros, I'm assuming, which is supposed to be like this myth, this legend, but someone claims that they have the Zeros. He's going and meeting all sorts of other sneakerheads that have a ridiculous amount of money on hand, according to what I saw in the trailer, like just because they're rich and they can. And when you're in the shoe game, you have to have money because this is not for the faint of heart. You need to be able to go ahead and throw money around like it's nothing. But the fact that they're going to go and base this off of whatever his quest to find these Jordan Zeros. I love early Jordans. I love some of the older ones, the newer ones, whatever. The Zeros. I want to check it out. It looks fun. It looks fun. It looks great. And you know what? Because I feel like it's another part of collecting in the collecting world, and it has a huge, huge following. The people that collect these shoes, they're crazy. They're even worse than these figure collectors or anything else. They are even these figure collectors. They're bringing all their weird practices and bots into the game. I'm sorry. I'll take it all back. Whew. Sneakerheads. Go watch it. It should be fun.
Is it a docuseries or like a reality thing or just scripted?
No.
What is it?
It's scripted. It's scripted. Okay. Yeah, no, it's scripted. It's fun. It looks fun.
All right. I have some friends that are sneakerheads, so I know like what you're talking about. So no, sounds cool. I'll definitely check it out.
And you know what? The main character was also in The Babysitter, which I know you watched this last week because I know you said you were going to watch it.
Behind the curtains, I'm sure everybody notices I'm wearing the same shirt I was wearing last week. So.
Wow. The illusion is gone. Yeah. All right.
All right, Dan, what do you got for us?
So I'm going to head to Disney Plus and the National Geographic side they're setting up over there. We've got Magic of Disney's Animal Kingdom. So this is going to be one of those documentary series of the behind the scenes of Animal Kingdom, right? We're going to start following around a lot of the caretakers of these animals that they've gotten behind the scenes. If you haven't watched any of their documentaries of all their behind the scenes crap yet, I mean, they're really good. I mean, Disney has enough money to put good production into anything. And when they're broadcasting their own park, I feel like they put extra effort into it. I mean, I don't know why, but so I think this is going to be really good. My kids love animals, so I think that they're going to watch it in no time. But I think I'm really interested in this part of the National Geographic piece, so I'm happy with it.
I'm super excited. I'm like, we'll have to have a whole episode one time about like theme parks. I love theme parks, and Disney Plus has done like that Imagineering show was so good. And then even the their behind the scenes stuff has been awesome. And then I'm super love Animal Kingdom, so I'm super excited for this. I would definitely be checking this one out.
I won't watch it, and not because I don't think it'd be interesting. I still am not on board with Disney Plus.
Okay, no, that's fair.
Yeah, it really is.
Well, it's definitely died off. I'm like, I probably haven't clicked the Disney Plus icon on my TV in like a month or two. So this is probably one that'll bring me back.
I think every day we have either PJ Masks or we've been doing a lot of Monsters Inc., which is getting old. So, you know.
I'm holding out for Mandalorian season 2 or the first Marvel show to drop. So I'll still have it until then.
Yeah.
All right. Well, next up, I'm excited. I got a movie. It's going to come out on video on demand. It's not going to be at the theaters. It's called LX 2048. Looks super cool. It's a dystopian future where our atmosphere has been destroyed. So everybody is working in a virtual environment. Seems really weird, doesn't it? That nobody's allowed to go out. But our main character has still decided, and because of the atmosphere and everybody working completely in a virtual environment, like depression and social anxiety is like at a peak. So there's a mandated drug that everybody takes. I think it's the LX 2048, or maybe that's the year. I don't remember. But there's a drug that everybody takes to calm them and to, make them happy individuals. Well, there's one guy that we follow that refuses to take that drug. He still drives to work every day and works in the office completely by himself. And he's trying to raise 3 kids. Well, he finds out, I think it was a heart problem, but looks like he's going to die. So he's on track to be cloned and get replaced and have a clone raise his 3 kids. And it's him trying to solve this, problem or heal himself or go out. So he's not taking this drug and he's dying, but he doesn't want a clone coming in and taking his kids. So it looks pretty cool.
I don't think we can even add anything to that.
Doesn't it sound, again, when I hear something unique, I'm on board. Like, we've seen so much of the same stuff over and over again. So sounds cool to me. I know it's another dystopian future thing, but with us now all stuck at home anyway, it's coming at the right time. It sounds cool to me. I'm going to watch it. Well, I lie. I'm not going to pay video on demand to pay for it. So I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie to the dead. When it comes out on a streaming service, I will absolutely be in.
I think, depending on what critics come out of that, right? Because it could really go one or two ways on this one, right? I feel like it's got the potential to really, really do good. But I also feel like it has the potential to really, really do bad. And so depending on what critics come back and say, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't even looked. How much, does anybody know, how much did Tenet make? Is Tenet doing okay? Horrible?
I haven't followed up with it now.
I've heard good reviews on it. I don't know.
Yeah, well, LX 2048 sounds cool. If you like it.
Sounds weird.
Yeah, if that sounded fun to you, get it video on demand. If not, watch it streaming with me like a year later. So, all right, Danny.
I'm going to sign up for the year later.
What do you got, Danny?
All right. I always like to tie things into things that are popular just in case you're not sold on the premise. So I'll go ahead and start this off. So we have, if you haven't watched Westwood, you have, oh my God, I already messed up because I don't, okay. Rachel Wood. So she's in Westwood, the main character, I would say the main character. She's like the badass who, no spoiler, she's one of the badasses. Okay. So you have her. You got it? You with me already? So you have Gina Rodriguez, who, if you didn't watch this yet, you should. It's actually a pretty good, decent show. Jane the Virgin. So she's Jane the Virgin. She also voices something else on a character on Big Mouth. If you haven't watched Big Mouth, I wouldn't watch it with kids. It's an animated show, but it is definitely 100% not for kids. Big Mouth. Also good recommendation. It may be a gem one day. Who knows? Big Mouth. So, okay. So you have Jane the Virgin. And you have the Evan Rachel Wood. So you have those two. All right. Now that I set that up, Kajillionaire. What I have for you is Kajillionaire. So it's Evan Rachel Wood's character is part of a family that they're thieves, they're scammers, like her, she's the child, and she's a grown woman, and she has her older parents. They're essentially scammers, and now they bring this outsider into their plans, and this is a whole family operation. So it's a comedy. It's crazy, but there's some dissent among this of like how it's going to be done. It looks very interesting. I don't know how to explain it. If you watch this, if you take nothing else from this, go watch this trailer because it is nuts. It makes no sense to me. It just looks crazy. It looks fun. It looks stupid. I am thoroughly interested in watching this for no other reason than the ridiculousness that I've saw. And I can't even articulate it, but please do. That's why I had to set it up in a completely different way than what this movie may be about.
And let me tell you, like, our viewers know this. When Danny can't explain it, that's how far out there it is. So
it looks interesting. I'm going to say it really.
Is it? It's going to
be up. No. So it's going to be in theater. It will be in theaters. I don't know. I didn't read if it's going to be also on video on demand. I would assume the way this movie looks, it should also be a video on demand. It is. It just looks great for who knows what reason, but it looks so good. I mean, you have a family of criminals who are quirky. They're just so quirky. They have so much. They just have so much character. I can't. I just can't. I had no words can describe how ridiculous this movie looks and could be, and I thoroughly want to watch it.
And I think it actually is going to movie theaters.
Well set up. I won't try to. Sounds cool.
Yeah, they're planning like you. Like, how would you feel like if you had your family and you guys are like professional scammers and you're planning a heist and a random person shows up? Like, you don't know this person. How would you feel in a comedic and slightly dramatic way? This is how it will all pan out.
Well, sounds good. I'll check out the trailer. I will check out
Please
the trailer.
You have to. You have to. I want your thoughts on this because I just think it looks so weird and cool.
I will definitely check out the trailer. Then maybe catch that pretty soon. So I got the next one. So last week, Danny tried to tell you about a show, an animated show, 11th season. You have to watch it. You have to check it out. I'm going to tell you the animated show going into the 11th season that you really need to check out or should be watching if you haven't watched it before. And that's Bob's Burgers. I don't think it's a gym. I think everybody knows about it. Join Bob, Tina, Louise, Jean on misadventures. It's an amazingly well-written comedy. I don't really think I have to like pitch it or sell it. Bob's Burgers is amazing. It's my favorite animated show on TV right now. So watch Bob's Burgers. Season 11 premieres on Fox on the 27th.
Dan, you could talk to him about this, but I'm going to tell you something about Bob's Burgers in a minute.
Okay, so it's confession time. And I don't want any judgment.
Boy. There's already judgment.
11 seasons have come out or are coming out, and I have seen 0% of it. It's not happened. I've not seen a single Bob's Burgers episode. I have nothing to add here.
Well, here's the thing with Bob's compared to Danny's pitch last week. Your whole family will love Bob's Burgers. Your girls will think Tina and Jean are like the funniest things ever. And then you'll catch some of the really well-written stuff in the background, plays between, the characters. All of you will like Bob's Burgers. So I can't say that for Archer.
No, absolutely not.
But you know what you can say? Archer was actually in an episode of Bob's Burgers. On top of that, he's voiced by the same person. John Benjamin is the same voice actor. So you actually will see Archer in Bob's Burger one time, and it's the same voice, and it's kind of actually trippy. Dan, don't be mad because don't be sad or mad, or I know you have some deep regret that you've never seen the Bob's Burger. I was the same way. I actually wasn't sold on Bob's Burger until I actually fell in love with Archer. So Archer was my gateway drug to Bob's Burger.
Okay. Got to see if it's on Hulu.
Well, and if you love both, go to Arby's because he also voices the voice of the Arby commercials.
He does.
So
There you go.
it's all together. Get you an Arby's and watch Bob's Burgers this week. No, go back. The whole family, honestly, the whole family will love it. It's super funny.
You have 22 seasons of awesome animated programming to watch.
All right. Well, Danny, I'll kick it back to you.
Oh, are you? Okay. All right. So I am a huge fan of Fargo, the movie. The movie was great. All right. Then I'm like, all right, they're making a show. How great is it going to be? How are they going to make a show out of the movie? They did a great job of it. The first season was great because they try to keep it was similar but different enough. They're different characters, mind you. But it does tie in at the very end. So I'm already spoiling the first season of Fargo if you haven't watched it. Then there was a second season, completely different characters, completely different story. The third season, which I actually liked very much so. I like the actress. I can't remember her name off the top of my head, but she's great in it. But now the fourth, how much crime and misery is happening in Fargo. Like, I don't even want to live there just because of how much craziness happens. But I would want to live in a neighboring county or city just to be able to pick up the newspaper to see that this is all going down. Mind you, yes, we make jokes of it, but a lot of this stuff, oddly enough, happened. I know that it's been modified and changed a bit for television, but some of these stories are pulled from some kind of truth. I don't know about this new one, but we have Chris Rock. Chris Rock is going to be in there. So I don't know. Fargo has never disappointed. Great show on FX. If you haven't seen it, all set in the Fargo area. They're not always set in Fargo, but it's good. It's crime. There's a lot of blood and killing that happens during these things. So it's not for the faint of heart either. But it is very dark and gritty, and it has a lot of humor.
They're amazing. Yeah. Each season is an anthology, as its own thing, maybe different time frame, different, storyline, the actor. Yeah. I'm a huge Fargo fan. Every season, which one had Ewan McGregor? Was that 3 with the 2 twins? That was 2?
I think those 2.
Yeah. That one was my favorite one, but they've all been good.
Yeah, another one I haven't seen the movie, haven't seen any of the series yet, and it's always.
You haven't seen the movie?
I'm okay with you not seeing the show, but how have you not seen the movie?
It's always been one that's like, I need to go do that, and then it just never happens. Right?
Oh my.
Woo! Oh my! See, in this, Tori, this is exactly why a gem of the week can be anything, because it doesn't seem like Fargo would be a gem, but clearly it has to be for somebody. Yeah,
you sit your daughters down, watch Fargo. Okay, maybe not with the kids, but how have you not seen Fargo? Oh my goodness!
This is what we really should be talking about. I don't understand this.
Yeah, it's just always been one of those movies. It's like, I know I need to go watch it. I've heard great things about it. It's just never. It's like, and this is going to be something I have no problem saying, but it's going to be flabbergasting to you two. I've never seen the original Batman, right? And
Michael Keaton.
Yeah, and there's a reason. There's a reason behind it, right? I've seen all the others. There's a reason. Every time I've gone to sit down and watch that movie, VHS, DVD. Something has happened to where it is unwatchable like 20 minutes in. I've seen 20 minutes of that movie, and then something always happens to stop it from going. I've just given up. I'm like, you know what? I'm just never going to watch it at that point, right? Fargo's just been one of those where it's like, okay, I really need to go watch that, and it just never happened. So maybe I'll find it this weekend and go watch it. And
all right. I'm gonna list the cast for this season, the previous season. You have to like something. So Chris Rock is in the season. Jason Schwartzman. Okay. Jason Schwartzman. And then I can't pronounce his name very well. I know Tori knows it more. Timothy Oliphant.
I always say Oliphant, but my wife would know better because she's a big fan.
Okay, so that's season 4. Season 3 is where I was wrong. Sorry, Tori, you're right. Ewan McGregor was in last season 3. I love Mary Elizabeth Winstead. I love her. She was in that as well. Okay. If you don't know Mary Elizabeth, she was in Scott Pilgrim, which actually coincidentally Schwartzman was also in Scott Pilgrim. There's a lot of Scott Pilgrim people. All right, season 2. Kirsten Dunst.
Okay.
Ted Danson was in it. Who else was it? Did you watch Breaking Bad? Did you ever watch Breaking Bad?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Okay, so Jesse Plemons, who was the bad kid guy who you felt like he was out of place, but like he ended up killing some people because he was kind of nuts.
He took over pretty much. Yeah, him and his cousin. Yeah. And he was in Friday Night Lights. That's what a lot of people know from.
And Friday, not me. Friday Night Lights. Okay. And then the first season of Fargo, Billy Bob Thornton and Colin Hanks.
Okay. All right, I'll get it on the list. I watched.
And Martin Freeman, if you like The Hobbit, Martin Freeman was also in there. He was actually kind of good in that one. He was good. Oh, it's all good.
The first season almost seems like an extension of the movie. So you definitely need to see the movie first.
And it is tied into it at the very end or the beginning. The beginning and the end too. Yeah.
But it has the exact same feel. And then that second season with Kirsten Dunst is good. Completely different feel. And same with the third season, but still really good. Without recreating the same exact thing.
I will pay the $5 to go rent it from wherever it's at.
Okay, Fargo. Okay, now let's go to the movie. I know we're wasting time, but this is not a waste. This is an intervention. This is what it's become. So, William H. Macy, amazing in Fargo, the movie. William H. Macy. If you watch Shameless or you know anything else of his work, he's amazing. Right. You have Steve Buscemi, who has an interesting storyline in this movie, and Steve Buscemi. There's more people, but those are the only two that I remember off the top of my head, and that's all you really should know.
Oh, well, the main, I can't remember her name, but didn't she win? I think she won an Oscar for, I don't know. I could be wrong, but he knows he's wrong. He knows he's wrong.
And I know I've been wrong. You're not telling me anything I don't know. But now I have a lot.
This is one of the best movies I've ever. I just can't.
All right. Well, if you're able to, Danny, close us out for the week. What's your last one?
So all that was about season 4 of Fargo, just so if we lost track. So I know that we were trying to do the math. Season 11 of Bob's Burgers, season 11 of Archer last week, 22 seasons. One show that has done that almost on its own is almost it never happened. If you recall, this was actually canceled, and it has come back and it's stayed strong. It depends whether you think it's still strong, but you'll watch an episode and you will laugh, you will chuckle, or you'll roll your eyes and say that's dumb, and it's done its job. And we're talking about Family Guy. Season 19 is premiering this week. I loved Family Guy, and you hear that D at the end. I loved Family Guy way back when it was first starting out. Thought it was funny, hilarious. Most people didn't even watch it. And then I think, I don't know, did it go to Cartoon Network or was it on a streaming service? And that brought it back to life. And ever since it came back, it's been going strong. I mean, it really is. There's so many iconic moments. And I think just in regular day-to-day things, people will say something and you won't realize that it's loosely tied to something dumb that happened in Family Guy. I mean, it has that iconic feeling, not as much as The Simpsons, but it's still there. There is a lot of pop culture references that are stemming from it in that alone.
Yeah, and you mentioned loved with a D, right? And I think we get this a lot of shows that get into that almost 20 seasons, really 10 seasons and beyond, right? Where you start running into this is starting to get stale and this is starting to get old. We saw this with The Simpsons, we saw this with South Park, and it's just. I love The Simpsons. I grew up on The Simpsons, right? And it's sometimes hard to go sit down and watch an episode of The Simpsons, especially some of the newer stuff. Again, I really like Family Guy. I don't always like what I've seen, some of the episodes that come out now. And that's just, again, part of the age.
I haven't seen it in probably 6 or 7 years. Used to love it. I think Danny, I think you hit the nail on the head. What I think the biggest influence of Family Guy is, so my son, Ryan, pretty much anytime I bring up a pop culture thing from my era, my time frame, Ryan always seems to know it, but he doesn't ever know the original. He just knows the Family Guy reference to it, whether it's a movie, TV show, whatever it is. Ryan always catches my references, but it's just from a Family Guy episode, not the actual movie I'm talking about. So, bravo to Family Guy for bridging the gap between generations. So give them that.
Yeah, no, they do a really good job on that. I think they do.
All right, guys. Well, we've given you plenty to watch, and then I think same thing with Dan. If you haven't seen Fargo, that's your homework assignment for the week.
I can't be the only one, guys. Let me know in the comments below that I'm not the only one.
I appreciate everyone joining us in the den this week. We'll see you again next time. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you again. We're out.